I'm going to start with a spicy one, folks. The average new car today has more lines of code than a fighter jet, costs more than your first apartment, and somehow makes it harder to change the temperature than a 1998 hatchback with two big friendly knobs. That's right, modern cars are smarter than ever, yet some of the design choices are just dumb. Not evil, not malicious, just the kind of dumb that makes you mutter under your breath at 70 miles an hour. And if you've ever jabbed at a glossy screen 3 menus deep just to turn on the heated seats, you know exactly what I'm on about. Buckle up, mates. Today on Piston Pulse, we're diving into the dumb design of modern cars. How we got here, what's broken, and what's finally turning the tide. Back in the day, you could hop into any car and within 10 seconds figure out the basics. Big round wheel, big round knobs, a shifter that clicked through gates, window switches that felt like they were stolen from a toaster. Cheap, yes, but obvious. You could adjust the airflow with your eyes closed and a glove on. Your old man's saloon or your mom's hatch at Parts Money Plastics. Squeaks in winter, but it all made sense. Fast forward to these days, and a car greets you like a smartphone having an identity crisis. You sit down, the seat remembers someone else's spine from last Tuesday, and a giant tablet blasts a light show that screams log in. Your climate control is now a software layer. Your radio is a subscription trial, and your steering wheel has more haptic gizmos than the gaming controller. It looks fancy. It photographs brilliantly. But when the sun hits that glossy screen, and you're wearing polarized sunnies, good luck finding the defrost. Here's the heart of it, petrol heads. A lot of modern design is driven by two big forces, safety and software. Safety gave us crash protection, stronger cabins, thicker pillars, higher hoods for pedestrian impact rules, and heaps of sensors that actually save lives. Software gave us navigation, over-the-air updates, and fun tech like adaptive cruise. Brilliant, right? But between those two forces, we've lost something obvious, tactile, and human clarity. Let's start with buttons versus screens. Once upon a time, climate was 3 dials. Temperature, fan speed, direction. Muscle memory did the heavy lifting. Now, in many cars, you tap climate on a screen, then a submenu, then a slider that never quite lands where you want. It's gaming the heater while you're hurtling down the motorway. We got haptic sliders you can't find in the dark, gloss black panels that look premium until they collect fingerprints like a crime scene, and steering wheel controls that double as swipe pads, because clearly what we all wanted was to scroll mid-corner, yeah? Real-world example. Some brands went all in on touch for almost everything. Wipers, lane assist, heated seats, even glove box release, until customers yelled loudly. So you're seeing a partial button comeback. Mates, I'm here for it. There's something deeply right about a chunky volume knob and a dedicated demist button that just works. The trend back to physical climate toggles and facelifted models is the quiet admission that screens are great for maps, not for mission-critical tasks. Now let's talk safety shapes. You've noticed the A-pillars are thick as tree trunks. That's structural reinforcement for rollovers and crash tests. Great on paper. In the real world, those pillars create blind spots big enough to hide a cyclist, a deer, or a small roundabout sprouting out of nowhere. Belt lines are higher too. Those rising windows are stylish and improve side impact protection but reduce visibility, especially for shorter drivers. You sit in a modern crossover and feel like you're peeking over the edge of a bathtub. Safer, sure, but visibility is also safety. The dumb design isn't the protection. It's forgetting to give us countermeasures like little quarter windows, thinner clever materials, or camera angles that actually reveal what the pillar blocks. Pedestrian safety means higher, softer fronts. That's good, but also encourage tall, bluff faces that feel imposing, and ironically, made parking curbs more of a guessing game. Some cars give you cameras that help. Others bury the front corners, so you're playing bumper roulette. The clever fix? Proper camera calibration and good visual lanes on screen. Or better yet, design that lets you see the corners in the first place. While we're outside, let's roast wheel sizes and tires. We're slapping 19s, 20s, even 22-inch wheels on family cars, like they're auditioning for a music video. Big wheels look ace in photos, but less tire sidewall means a harsher ride. curb rash for days, and replacement costs that make your card squeal. Run-flat tires add peace of mind, but often they're noisier and pricier, and many cars now ditch the spare entirely for a fix-a-flat kit. Nothing says modern progress like discovering your tiny compressor won't fix a sidewall tear at midnight. Folks, a space-saver spare feels like a relic until you need it. A smart design would give us a choice: run flat, repair kit, or spare. Let the real owner decide. Inside, we've got the great piano black menace. Everything glossy, everything scratch-prone. It looks cool in the brochure. It looks tired after 2 coffee runs. Then there are fake vents, fake exhaust tips, and fake carbon pattern. Listen, I love a bit of theater, but when you see faux vents that aren't even open at the back, it feels like design cosplay. Form without function is fine for your shoes, not your cooling system. Meanwhile, essential components get sealed and integrated. A headlight used to be a bulb for a few bucks. Now it's a sealed LED unit integrated with daytime running lights and radar brackets. One parking lot kiss, and you're refinancing your dog. It's precise, it's high-tech, and it's painfully expensive to fix. Let's step into software land, the wild west of modern car design. First, the good. Over-the-air updates can fix bugs, add features, and improve efficiency long after you buy the car. That's magic. But when the heater you already bought suddenly appears as a paid monthly feature, that's when the pitchforks come out. Some brands tested subscriptions for things like heated seats, remote start, or enhanced navigation. Many walked it back after the backlash. The underlying tussle is this: are you selling me a car or a platform? If I've paid for the hardware, don't lease me the warmth, mate. Then there's the tug-of-war over phone integration. Drivers love CarPlay and Android Auto because they just work. Some manufacturers want you inside their own ecosystem, so they push proprietary software or limit phone mirroring in new models. You feel that friction? Yeah, because your life is already on your phone, not their app store. Good car design should meet you where you are, not trap you in a bouncy castle of branded widgets. And let's talk alerts. Lane keep assist that vibrates the wheel like a haunted washing machine. Beep for the seatbelt. Beep for the door. Beep because it's foggy but not foggy enough. Beep because a speed camera might exist in your hemisphere. Safety systems save lives, but the bad UX is like living with a smoke alarm that chirps because it's lonely. Give me customization. Let me set the sensitivity. Let me turn down the nag and keep the core protection. Folks, the line between smart safety and sensory overload is a menu option, so let me choose. Repairability is another sore spot. A cracked windshield used to be a glass swap. Now it's a camera and sensor recalibration ceremony with lasers and targets. Bumpers hide radar. Grills hide LiDAR. Paint hides ultrasonic sensors that need perfect thickness. The tech is brilliant, but design should account for real-world ownership. If a parking bump costs you a sensor suite and a weekend in calibration, that's not premium, that's precious. I'm all for tech. I just want a modular approach so minor dings aren't catastrophic. EVs add their own flavor. I love electric torque, instant grin, but heft is real. Batteries make cars heavy. Heavy cars need big brakes, big tires, and careful suspension tuning. Range and charge speed steal the headlines. Yet the day-to-day design dumb shows up in little things. Charge ports placed so short cables don't reach. No rear wiper on aero-focused fastbacks that collect grime. Frunks that could be bigger but aren't because packaging. Or heat management systems that feel like an afterthought in extreme climates. Not fatal flaws, just missed opportunities. On the flip side, one-pedal driving and heat pumps are clever design wins that make you wonder why they aren't everywhere. Security and privacy. Let's tread carefully. Keyless entry is convenience royalty, but relay attacks are a known headache. Good design offers motion-sensing keys that sleep, pin to drive, or the ability to disable passive entry at night. As for data, modern cars are basically rolling smartphones. They know where you go, how you drive, what you connect. Some brands have been criticized for grabbing more than they need. The smart design choice is transparency and control, clear toggles, local-only storage for sensitive stuff, and an easy no thanks button for data sharing that isn't essential. Here's a spicy styling take. Grills the size of postcodes. aggressive faces, sharp creases, and angry robot. Headlight signatures look cool on screen, but can age like milk. Meanwhile, the practical shapes that reduce drag, smooth noses, tapered tails, tidy wheel openings, get dismissed as boring, even though they save you money at the pump or plug. I'm not saying throw away charisma. I'm saying form can follow function and still look stunning. There's a reason clean, cohesive designs often age better than busy ones. Subtlety is speed and slow motion. So how do we end up here? Back in the day, cars were mostly mechanical. These days, they're software-defined vehicles strapped to crash regs and battery chemistries, then pushed through marketing filters tuned to thumbnails, not fingertips. Engineers fight physics. Designers fight regulations. Marketing fights algorithms. Owners fight submenus. Everyone's fighting something. And somewhere in the scrum, a little piece of common sense gets tackled. But it's not all doom. Some green shoots are sprouting, mates. Buttons are back. Not everywhere, not always, but enough that you can feel the industry flinch and pivot. The best new interiors blend a central screen for maps and media with real, tactile controls for driving critical stuff. A few brands have nailed the big screen, small stress balance by putting climate as a fixed lower bar or by keeping a physical volume knob anchor in your hand. Others are refining driver assist so that it assists rather than insists. Late-cycle updates have swapped out unloved haptic sliders for real buttons, proof that feedback works. Designers are also getting clever with visibility, thinner high-strength pillars, better glass shapes, and camera views that actually replace what the pillar blocks. On the repair front, there's growing pressure for modular headlights and sensor housings that don't cost a month's rent to replace. Right-to-repair momentum is nudging manufacturers to publish data or offer independent service options. Inside, fabric and Alcantara substitutes are replacing scratch-prone piano black. Small wins, big difference. For EVs, smart packaging is coming. Charge ports where public cables actually reach. Rear wipers on arrow shapes. Frunk spaces designed for real bags, not just brag rights. And thermal systems that keep cabin and battery happy without guzzling range. Software-wise, we're seeing OTA updates that add meaningful features without paywalling basics you already bought. And yes, brands are learning that yanking CarPlay or Android Auto is a fast way to tank satisfaction. The customer voice is loud. Keep using it. Here's the analogy I keep coming back to. If your house lights needed a smartphone app to turn on, you'd riot. Light switch for lights. Knob for temp. Wheel for steering. The tools should match the task. That's not nostalgia, that's ergonomics. Good design respects the human brain, its muscle memory, its divided attention on the road, its need to feel in control. Dumb design ignores that and chases trend lines. Smart design listens, iterates, and makes the complex feel simple. So what should we ask for as buyers? 3 things. First, physical controls for the top 5 tasks. Temperature up/down, fan, front/rear defrost, and volume. If a brand won't give you those, demand a fixed on-screen bar that never disappears. Second, customization that sticks. If I turn off a beep, keep it off unless safety requires a reset. Third, repair-friendly modules. Headlights, sensors, bumpers, design them to survive real life. And throw in a spare tire option. We're not asking for moon travel, just common sense. What about styling? Give us honest forms that do the job. Real vents that move real air. Aerodynamics that save range without giving the car a monotone blob face. Personality, yes, but not at the cost of parking sensors having a panic attack every time you nose into a curb. Inside, choose finishes that live well, texture over gloss, durable over delicate. And if you must use haptics, provide feedback you can feel with gloves on, in a pothole, at night. Test it with real drivers on real roads, not just in a lab with a latte. Let's toss one at the enthusiasts. Petrol heads, I get it. We love a clean gauge cluster, a physical touch, a shifter that communicates. Digital dashboards can be brilliant when they prioritize essentials and keep latency low. But burying a coolant temp 3 menus deep? That's criminal. Track mode shouldn't be the only mode that shows you the data you actually care about. Give us a driver page that remembers our setup every time we start the car. And for families and daily drivers, sliding climate targets that toddlers love to sabotage, cup holders that don't fit real bottles, door pockets that won't take a tablet, and back seats with Isofix points hiding behind velvet riddles. This is the day-to-day dumb we should retire. Designed for reality. That means easy clean materials, sun glare reduction on screens, and ports where actual humans sit. Not just up front where influencers take photos. Where are we headed? I'm optimistic. Centralized vehicle computers will reduce glitchy behavior. Better UI design will settle on a few winning patterns, just like smartphones did. Regulators will keep pushing safety, but designers will learn to maintain visibility and keep weight in check through materials and smarter structures. EV packaging will improve. Hydrogen and hybrids will serve niches intelligently. And the button comeback will continue, not as a repudiation of tech, but as an embrace of what tech is best at, doing complex stuff quietly in the background, while your fingers handle the simple stuff up front. Here's my pledge. When a car nails the basics, clear sightlines, sensible controls, calm software, honest design, I'll shout it from the rooftops. When it buries the heater in a submenu and calls it innovation, I'll bring the receipts. That's why we're here, mates. Not to rant for sport, but to nudge the industry toward cars that feel great, drive great, and make sense at 7 a.m. on a rainy Tuesday when the windscreen fogs and your patience runs thin. All right, folks, your turn. What's the dumbest design on your car right now? The feature that makes you swear under your breath every single commute? Drop in the comments. Which brand do you reckon is actually listening and fixing this stuff? And if you want me to do a follow-up where we test 5 new cars to find the best buttons and brains combo, hit that like, ring the bell, and subscribe to Piston Pulse. We'll keep it honest, keep it fast, and keep it fun. Catch you next time.